First of all, thank you for inviting me, Dr. Tomader, for the organization, and thank you all for attending. I would like to congratulate all the Arab women, and actually women worldwide, for the International Women's Day. And despite all the challenges and daily struggle that the Arab women are going through on a daily basis in certain countries. So today, actually, it's the continuation of my discussion. I don't know who, most of you were here last year. Last year I spoke about the legal status of women in the Arab world. And today we want to have more of an interactive discussion, because I knew last year you wanted to have many questions, you had many questions and wanted to debate some issues. So I will just give a general picture, and then you'll have about maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes to discuss certain issues. And finally, I would like to highlight that despite there's a general bad impression about Arab women in the media, through various media outlets, Arab women are powerful women, Arab women are not all oppressed, and Arab women are empowered, and Arab women are going through a lot of empowerment these days. So the challenges and the obstacles that they are facing Arab women today, there are several ones, but today I'm going to make them a bit short. So the first one is the political establishment, and then we'll go through this in a bit. The second one is the religious establishment, and the third one is the security ongoing in several countries. Dr. Tomader mentioned the countries that are going war conflict, and also the Lydia actually mentioned the religious aspect, what Holland went through, and some other Western countries went through, that we are going through today. So the countries, I'll give a brief example about the countries in terms of the political establishment. So there are governments currently in the Arab world. Some of them are initiating certain programs for women empowerment, and I must congratulate Morocco for this, because they're doing a great job, and Tunis and other countries. But there are unfortunately other countries that are not working towards, governments are not initiating women empowerment projects and are stopping women empowerment projects. I'll give you the positive side. Some countries, specifically actually in the Gulf, are going through major changes. The United Arab Emirates established recently a gender balance council to enhance women empowerment. In Saudi, I know it's always been having highlighted in the media, not doing enough on women empowerment. They've recently granted women licenses to practice as lawyers. They're working on other aspects in terms of women empowerment, but I'll mention later on the obstacles why these are not moving forward as quick as they should be. And secondly, the religious aspect. So we have a major religious establishment in the Arab world, and each country has its different interpretation. Each country has its different religious dialogues. So despite the women empowerment projects, despite the initiatives that are going on, we still have an obstacle from the religious leaders to block some of the aspects. So Lydia mentioned that the Christian party here in Holland have these aspects. We are facing similar issue with some of the Islamic parties, and specifically some of the misinterpretation of these type of blockage. Then we have finally thirdly, the security issues. So in certain countries, like where I originally come from, Iraq, we had quite progressive laws since the 1950s. We had a progressive family code, very similar to the one they had in Tunis. And we had, in fact, banning of polygamy in our family code. However, because of the security issues, because of the political issues, because of the rise of Islamic parties, these matters have changed, and now we're going another ongoing security issue, which is Daesh, the ISIS groups in Iraq. Similarly, that's the case in some parts of Syria. Similarly, that's the case in Libya. Similarly, that's the case in Yemen, and all the other ongoing countries that are going through security issues. So what does that mean for women? Of course, that will mean for their, in terms of the legal rights, any legal rights that they have obtained, it may go backwards. And we've seen this case definitely in Iraq, where the rise of the Islamic parties during the 2003 invasion, they changed the laws. They've abolished most of the progressive laws since 1958. And in certain other parts of Iraq, they've where women in some parts don't have even the right to work anymore. So we've seen, and also the cases of violence, we've seen increase of divorce and domestic violence. Finally, the challenges that are threatening legal rights for women, it's sad to say, but in some parts are women themselves. So we have a lot of women that are they feel comfortable in their own zone, and they feel that we don't need to change any legal rights, we're fine. Like I as a person, I never knew that there were so many issues in terms of women laws. I always thought it was always fine. I go to work, I do my job, I wear whatever I want, I'm fine. So you don't feel that, but you feel when you come across cases, and you feel when you, especially when you attend court and when you interact with family cases, you feel there is a lot of lack of protection in terms of women issues, specifically the family codes in the Arab world. So these are the issues that we're facing. So women, most of the time, when you ask them, they're like, in Saudi, I was recently in a conference, and there were a few women, Saudi women, they said, we don't need to drive, we're fine. Well, I don't know why that we have such an international pressure that they should allow women to drive. So you'll be surprised, actually, they're women. This is not a male person saying, no, we should not allow them to drive. It's women in this case. And some also, of course, lack of education, lack of empowerment projects, lack of knowledge about their rights. Many women don't know that until they attend to family courts that their rights may be violated. They don't know they may lose their right to inheritance. They may lose their right to children. So all of these issues they don't know until they face them. So these are the obstacles and the challenges that women are facing in the Arab world. Of course, through various women organizations, through various women empowerment projects, through various government initiatives which are happening in some Arabic countries, where women can be enlightened and can work together with other women, together with male, in order to work on specifically family codes. These are one of the major important laws that need to be worked on in the Arab world. And secondly is the security issue. The security, without security, it's quite difficult that anyone can work on these laws. So, go on the other aspects. So I'll give some, the other issue of political women and then political challenges is that most of these laws are being drafted and reviewed by male. So we don't have sufficient women sitting on a board or sufficient female leaders that can help or can advise on laws related to women. So for example, in Lebanon, I'll give an example. It's one of the most progressive Arab society, but unfortunately the Minister of Women Affairs is a male. So yes, I mean he's trying to work on progressive laws and etc. But why can't we have a woman male minister to work on women issues? But there are some, it's not all negative, there are some positiveness. For example, in Lebanon, they recently, women rights organizations and including the government worked together to abolish an important aspect of the rapist law, where they abolished the law that allows the rapist to marry his victim. And this, for example, was abolished in Morocco, but there are certain Arab countries that still need to work on it. And other positiveness is most of the Arab codes, Arab laws, protect equal pay and protect women and men in employment. So unlike Europe, we don't have, actually I wish we had this problem, is the equal pay. We don't have, we have bigger problem, but the equal pay is it's quite, in the laws that is written in most of the labor laws, equal pay in terms of women and men, equal employment in terms of women and men. But again, these type of laws needs education, needs to raise awareness for women, because the clauses are clearly mentioned, but some employers, of course, violate these laws, and sadly they're listening now to foreign media where they're saying, oh, actually in the West they are paying women less than men. Let's do the same. So, yeah. I would like to open a 5-minute discussion for our group, and then I would like to hear from you if there are any questions that you have in terms of women challenges and obstacles in the Arab movement.
You mentioned the security issue, but it is not in all Middle East countries the security. It's only in Iraq and Syria, right?
No, not only in Iraq and Syria. Actually, I mentioned I did mention the countries. It's Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and Libya, and of course some other parts of the Arab world in case of a conflict. But definitely, I'm not referring to the all Middle.
For example, Saudi Arabia, the Gulf, they don't have security problems.
No,
right?
no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not sort of the right person to talk about women, but we always talk about equality. I think we should talk about justice, not equality, because equality is not always fair. So even with any kind of talk or any kind of demanding for rights, we always ask for justice, not equality.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah, for your comment. So you mentioned that justice, we should talk more about justice and equality.
More than equality, gender equality, women equality, it's not the case. I think justice is the most important. Because if women deserve more salaries than men, they should have it. It's not equality that women should not be equal to men. While comparing apples and oranges, I think we should have the right thing in the right place. She should have more than like pay, salary, more than men. Why should we equal women to men? If she deserves to get more, this is justice, not equality.
I agree on the justice part, but I mean equality is a quite wide definition. So you could find it, you could interpret justice with fairness. So there are a lot of other issues, but I can't agree with you on the issue that equality, men and women should not be equal.
But I'm saying that women should have more rights than men.
Of course.
They should have their own rights, and they should have a fair treatment, or even have a just treatment. They should have all the rights that they can have. They should not always compare themselves to men. For example, if they have a CO female and a CO male, why should the CO female compare herself to the CO male? If she can get more, she deserves it. This is justice. Why do you ask for equality?
Yeah. You know, in that type of aspect, I agree with you. I can't disagree with you on this. But I think on equality level, because our discussion is there is still injustice and unfairness in terms of women issues. So we haven't even reached to the equality part. But definitely the aspect of justice and to give women more rights, that I agree with you. I think I'll give you the
It's
mic.
okay, I have a loud voice.
Oh.
Okay, but referring to the speech of His Excellency and what you said also about about the reasons behind some women resisting the change or resisting having their own rights, especially in the Islamic part of the world, or let me say specifically the Arabic part of the world. Sometimes I also think it's not only ignorance, it's not only the social pressure. Sometimes, in a way or another, it is also having that cultural and political sides or perspective. Because nowadays we can see how Arabic women are, especially in America, for example, in some Europe places, are returning to hijab as representing Arab woman, although it's not the right thing actually, but it is kind of a reaction because now it is being used, especially the status of the Islamic or Islamist women politically. So women are not really separated of all what is going on, of the dynamic of politics, of geography, of what is going on in the world. So women's rights is not a separated thing. So what I think it is also that political part of the equation that now, in a way or another, giving the women or Islamic women, Arabic women, that feeling that we don't need you, the other part of the world, for gaining our own rights. We will gain whatever we want by ourselves. And this is why you can see them in different places are going back to some Islamic symbols, although they are not really Islamic, but just a way to say this is us, it is our own decision, it is not the other's decision. So I think politics have a thing also.
Yeah, thank you so much, because that's a very important point you mentioned. I think because of all the changes that the Arab world is going through, and there is a reaction against Western values, and because of the also the Western invasions throughout the years, so that this definitely plays a role. We've seen it in Iran in 1979, where you had a major reaction, and we've seen it in some other Arab countries actually, where they rejected this symbolism of Westernization and saying, no, we're not going to, we are going to cover our hair. This is showing our, true Arabic or Islamic tradition, etc. So this definitely plays a role, political role.
Thank you. I think I'd like to stop here. We've hit our time as well, so. We do have a round table speech later, so if there's still burning questions for this particular subject, we can discuss them later. Well, we conclude the first part of this wonderful and proving to be very intriguing session. We'll have a break for 30 minutes. So can you all please make sure that we stick to the 30 minutes, all right? But from organization point of view, please, I'd like to have the very first two rows to proceed to the dining area. The first two rows first, just from organization point of view. Thank you.